what is your deepest concern as 9/11 approaches? Is there a particular big fear around that event in terms of how people react to it, or all the services?
At my table, I had two high schoolers, and I was surprised to hear them talk about school bullying till today. They're called terrorists. A girl was pushed as she was walking home, and I was like, 10 years later, the children and the schools are still affected.
But even when that happens, that doesn't get the coverage that the crazy protesters get. So now everybody thinks that that things are really, really bad, and you know that there's some truth to their claims, because whether we like it or not, we're giving them exposure, and you know, sometimes we may even glorify, you know, hate speech by recognizing it or giving it any validity. And there's another thing that really, really, you know, bothers me. Let me just say that I really respect you, you know, your organization here. I'm losing respect, however, you know, for journalism, you know, with the way things, you know, are going, especially after, you know, the scandals with
Murdoch.
Exactly. So, you know, and I do ask myself what happened, and I have been really not watching or reading for the past 3 weeks. You know, I do very minimal of that. Maybe it's the conservative part of me. I like to listen to conservative, you know, radio and conservative, you know, messages. But I am getting disgusted. Even when this incident happened in Norway, right? It's still, you know, you have people like John and Ken, especially John, you know, trying to implicate Muslims, trying to actually even blame that incident on Muslims. It is the Muslims that pushed this guy, you know, off the edge and caused him to snap.
We're immediately rushing to judgment.
Yeah.
This must be a Muslim thing.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And I thought this would have been a good thing.
Well, some Muslim group took responsibility right afterwards. So a lot of people latched onto that.
Even before the responsibility came out, because remember, after Oklahoma City, there was a Muslim group that claimed something.
Yeah,
the problem
yeah.
is there are some groups, you know, there are 1.6 billion Muslims. Some idiot sitting somewhere in some corner say, hey, that might be a chance for me to get my name, my group's name, covered in the media. And usually we wouldn't announce such groups. Even if a group announced it, we wouldn't go and blame the Muslims. We'd say, wait until the investigation. Racial or religious profiling is bad. Mm-hmm. And usually he was doing it in response to what happened with the FBI and Irvine Mosque and sending of informants. It would have been a great chance to remind people that if we just keep an eye on the people who look like me, eventually we'll miss out on those blonde-haired, blue-eyed terrorists from Norway who are intent on killing 80, 90 people. So the point is, behavioral profiling
exactly.
is what
right.
Profiling is what
right.
works.
That's what profiling is.
It's,
yeah.
and not the one that's unfortunately being implemented now, where every time I have to fly, I get randomly picked without exception.
You do?
Every single time. Yeah. Every single time. It's a random check, and I travel a lot, so it can be random 100% when I travel 50 times.
You're handsome.
That's why maybe.
And my fight and my understanding and my issues as I meet with you is us, American Muslims. I can't speak defend 1 billion people out there. I don't know who they are or what they are, but I can speak for the American Muslim. I know who we are. You know, the families our children are born here. We're just as American as everybody, and we're just as concerned about the debt ceiling as anybody, and we want to make sure that we don't pay excess taxes and that our Social Security will be there down the road. These are the concerns that we have, but don't treat me as a total alien or as a traitor or as a same-class citizen. We want to be having our rights as we quite rightly deserve.